Hello aspirants, I welcome you all on the YouTube channel of ANALYST IAS. Our today's topic for focus of the day's discussion is the demographic transition of India. Then we will see why in news, what is a demographic transition, then what are the different stages of demographic transition. There are 4 or 5 stages. Then we will see the case of India. After that we will see opportunities और opportunities के साथ साथ challenges भी आते हैं. So we will see what are the challenges which India faces. We'll start with today's slide, why in news. So going by the World Population Prospectus report of 2022, the world's population has breached the 8 billion mark, with India is the most populous country of the world before China. And now adaptation strategies will also require government, businesses and common people to make very key adjustments. So what is the demographic transition? Demographic transition refers to a population cycle that begins with a decrease in the death rate and continues with a period of rapid population growth and ends with a decrease in the birth rate, according to the E.G. Dolan. This was the definition of demographic transition. The term demographic transition was coined by Warren S. Thompson in 1929 and later popularized by Frank W. Neustein in 1945 to describe a historical process of change that explains trends in births, deaths and population growth in today's industrialized societies, particularly the European societies. So the demographic transition should be viewed as a generalized description of the evolutionary process rather than a law of population growth. In a nutshell, it is a theory that attempts to specify general laws that govern how human population change in size and structure as a result of industrialization. It is widely accepted as a useful tool for describing a country's demographic history. So these are the different stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4 and 5. So in the stage 1, basically the birth rate and the death rate both remain constant. Then later on in the stage 2, the death rate will decline and the birth rate will be stabilized. This is the stage 2. Then in the stage 3, the birth rate will decline and the death rate will try to stabilize, and this is now the condition of India. India is in the 3rd stage. Now people are dying less and birth rate is also declining, but this is what the total population is. This red one is the total population and the population is increasing. Later on in the 4th stage, the birth rate will decline further, the death rate will be stabilized, and in the stage 5 there would be a stable population. Birth rate, death rate will again come together. And here these are the different population pyramids related to the different stages. This is the number of men and women. Then these are different age groups. This is from 15, this is from 55. So this is the different age group according to different population expansions. Now what is the case of India? India had its baby boom experience during 1980-94, which led to a gradual increase in its working age population. The share of population aged 20 to 60 years to the total was about 44% in 1948, which will increase to about 55%, which has increased up to 55% in 2022 and will peak at around 58% in 2032. India entered the demographic dividend phase around 2010, when the share of the working population age was about 51%. India may continue to enjoy the benefits of its demographic dividend till 2056, with the ratio projected at 54%. Now, India currently has 17.85 of the world's population. Globally, India will have the highest share in terms of the working age population between 2021 and 22. So this is the demographic dividend of India. Here you can see this is the birth rate, which is declining slowly, and this one is the death rate. Now what are the factors associated with it? So first of all, there is decline in India's total fertility rate. In 2021, India's total fertility rate slipped below the replacement level fertility to 2.0. In 1950s, India had a TFR of 6. Now several states have reached a TFR of 2 except from Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, Manipur and Meghalaya. Then there is improvement in mortality indicators as well. Life expectancy at birth saw remarkable recovery graph from 32 years in 1947 to 70 years in 2019. The infant mortality rate declined from 133 in 1951 to 27 in 2020. Now, the under 5 mortality rate fell from 250 to 41, and the maternal mortality ratio dropped from 2000 in 1940s to just 103 in 2019. Now, what are the opportunities for India? There is abundant supply of labor. The rise in the working age population will provide India with an abundant supply of labor, which will have a bearing on investment and production capacities. Domestic output will witness healthy growth if excess labor force is absorbed in productive sectors. Now there would be fall in inflation. A rising working age population would imply more production than consumption in the next 25 years, and this could cause inflation to fall. Also, it will also cause the wage rate to decline due to excess of labor supply. Obviously, लोग ज़्यादा बढ़ेंगे तो wage rate कम हो जाएगा, leading to lower cost put inflation. Now, there would be increased tax revenue, a rising working age group and a declining dependent population concomitantly would mean increased tax revenue due to higher economic output. At the same time, less pressure on the government to support an aging population. Now, boost in income and investment. In the initial years of transition, due to the low fertility, the ratio of working age group is higher than the dependent population. Thus, such a workforce boosts income and investment and a higher level of savings in the economy. And in 2030, 18% of our population will become old. Now, what are the challenges of India? There is low participation of female labor force. India's labor force is constrained by the absence of women from the workforce. As per the periodic labor force survey of 2020-21, female labor force participation was just 25.1%. Then there would be environmental degradation as well. India's rapid economic growth and urbanization have led to significant environmental degradation, including air pollution, water pollution, deforestation and all. Now there would be lack of employment opportunities क्योंकि ज़्यादा लोग होंगे, working age population ज़्यादा होगा तो employment opportunities कम हो सकती हैं. Then there would be lack of adequate infrastructure, poor infrastructure including inadequate education and health facilities, transportation, power and communication network makes it challenging for the people to access basic services and employment opportunities, particularly in the rural areas या ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में इसकी सबसे ज़्यादा अभाव मिल सकता है. Now there would be brain drain. India has a large pool of highly skilled and talented professionals, but many of them choose to leave the country in search of job, better opportunities and living conditions. Now we will come to our today's prelims practice question. I have 4 questions for you guys, so stay tuned to the last. Now consider the following statements on demographic transition theory. It investigates the connection between urbanization and population growth. Second, it discusses changes in birth rate and death rate as well as the population growth rate in accordance with the process of growth and development. You can pause the video and try to answer. So basically, clearly this first one statement is wrong. So if this is wrong and B is correct, so therefore your answer is B. Now question 2. Which stage of demographic transition theory is also called the stage of declining birth rate and low death rate? You can pause the video, try to answer. So basically, answer is C. We saw the stages. If you don't remember, then you can just go back towards that section of the video. And India is currently also in stage 3rd. Now, question 3. In the context of any country, which one of the following would be considered as a part of its social capital? This question came in 2019. Pause the video, try to answer. So basically, the answer to this question is D. Level of mutual trust and harmony, because social capital इसी को कहा जाता है. Harmony, mutual trust and all. Now question 4. India is regarded as a country with demographic dividend. This is due to its high population in the age group below 15. Pause the video, try to answer. So the answer to this question is B. its high population in age group of 15 to 64. This is what we have been talking about. So this was all about today's video. Thank you. Have a nice day and stay tuned for the next topic.